Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start our lesson, that is Union Executive. The executive branch. Legislative branch of government makes the laws of the country. The executive branch of government performs the task. The task of the branch of government which performs enforcing these laws. The Union Executive consists of the President, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, and the Council of Ministers. The executive is held by a large workforce that includes civil servants who implement the government policies, and also the police force which ensures that the citizens follow the law. I am repeating, the executives helped by a large workforce that includes civil servants who implement government policies, and the police force which ensures the citizens follow the law. President, what is the work of the president? President is the constitutional head of the government of India. You can underline it. But in a parliamentary form of government, the president is a nominal or symbolic head. The administration of the country is carried out in his name. The actual power is vested in the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers who advise the President in the exercise of his or her functions. The actual power is vested in the Prime Minister, the actual power, and the Council of Ministers who advise the President in exercising his or her functions. He or she is bound to follow this advice. The basic qualification for a candidate to be the President are: he or she must be a citizen of India, he or she must be at least 35 years of age, he or she must have all qualification necessary to be a member of the Lok Sabha. All qualification he should have. Now, what is the procedure of election and termination? The president is elected indirectly. An electoral college elects the president. The electoral college consists of the following members: the elected members of both the houses of parliament, the elected members of the legislative assemblies. These are the main following members body, and the president is elected for a period of 5 years. Underline it. The president can be impeached by the parliament. The president can be impeached, removed by the parliament. What is this impeachment procedure? By which the parliament can remove the president if he or she is found guilty of violating the constitution, of treason, or of any type of corruption. If he is found any type of faulty guilty by the parliament, then the parliament through impeachment procedure has the power to remove the president. What are the powers, the executive powers? The president's executive powers appoints the prime minister, who is the leader of the majority party or the coalition parties or single largest party in Lok Sabha. From there, the prime minister is appointed by the president. The president appoints the union ministers on the advice of the prime minister. The president appoints the state governors and other high officials, such as the comptroller and auditor general and attorney general also. The president appoints the judges of the Supreme Court and the high courts and the ambassadors to other countries also. The president is the supreme commander of the defense forces. He or she can declare war or conclude peace also. All the important treaties and contracts are made in the president's name. Legislative powers. The president can summon or prorogue the parliament also. The president can summon and he can also dissolve it, the parliament. He or she addresses the opening session of the parliament also every year. The president's address is a statement of government's policy. The President's address is the statement of the government's whatever final policies. President can also dissolve the Lok Sabha and order the fresh elections also. He or she can call a joint session of both houses of parliament if there is a deadlock regarding a bill. Repeating, he or she can call a joint session of both houses of parliament if there is a deadlock regarding a bill. Each bill passed by the parliament has to receive the president's assent in order to become a law. The president may send the bill back to the parliament if he or she does not approve, but if it is passed in a second time, he or she is obliged to sign it and give his or her assent. The president nominates 12 members to the Rajya Sabha and 2 Anglo-Indian members to the Lok Sabha. The president nominates 12 members to the Rajya Sabha and 2 Anglo-Indian members to the Lok Sabha. These are the powers and functions of the president. Similarly, when the parliament is not in session, not working there, the president can issue ordinances. Suppose every time the parliament is not working, but when it is not working, ordinances means executive powers are handed over, and these ordinances are like the laws. They are valid for only 6 weeks after the parliament again meets. Okay, within that ordinances powers works, the executive powers. Financial powers. The budget is presented to the parliament in the name of the president only. All money bills are introduced in the parliament with the president's permission only. The president can grant an advance from the contingency fund in case of an unforeseen any type of sudden expenditure, any fund calamity. In that situation, the president grants the contingency fund. Judicial powers, how it is functioning? The president has the power to grant or pardon and reduce or suspend the sentence of a person who has been found guilty. He or she can also pardon a death sentence. This power the president has, but with a special investigation. He or she is not answerable to any court of law for his or her action, except if he or she is impeached by the parliament. Emergency powers. The president can declare an emergency in the country under the following conditions. If the security of the country is threatened by external aggression or armed rebellion, by national emergency is declared. If the government of a state cannot function according to the laws in the constitution, president's rule is imposed in that state. I am repeating, if the government of a state cannot function according to the laws of the constitution, then president's rule is imposed in that state. President's rule is imposed in that state. So if the financial stability of the country is threatened, a financial emergency can be declared. If financial stability of a country is threatened, then financial emergency can also be declared by the president. However, the president cannot declare an emergency without the approval of the parliament. Without fully approval of the parliament, emergency is not declared by the president. Hence, we see that though the president has a wide range of powers, but they are all limited and all are very well exercised and looked up very strictly according to the advice of the Prime Minister only and his Council of Ministers. Within that only, the powers and functions of the president revolves on the consent of these two vital powers only. The powers and functions are implemented by the president. There are certain discretionary powers. When no political party wins a clear majority in the Lok Sabha and a coalition cannot be formed, the president can select a member of his or her choice as the Prime Minister he does. However, the selected candidate has to prove his or her majority in the Lok Sabha. It should be in the majority in Lok Sabha. Then only that member gets a clear majority by the President. Then only he can select a member of his or her choice. So, in the Vice President, the qualification of Vice President are the same as those of President, except that the Vice President should be eligible for membership to the Rajya Sabha also. The term of Vice President is 5 years. Functions of the Vice President. The Vice President is the ex officio chairperson of the Rajya Sabha. Underline it. The Vice President is the ex officio chairperson of the Rajya Sabha. He or she takes over the functions of the President in his or her absence. He or she takes functions of the President in his or her absence of the President. In case of vacancy in the office of the President, the Vice President discharges his or her functions till a new President is elected. Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is the head of the Council of Ministers, which is the most powerful political institution in India. The President of India is bound to act in accordance with the advice of Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. Position and functions of the Prime Minister. The parliamentary system of government makes the Prime Minister the real head of the Indian government. It is the Prime Minister who actually exercises all the powers vested in the President's hand. This is because of the following function. What happened? The parliamentary system of government makes Prime Minister the real head. Parliamentary system of government makes Prime Minister the real head of Indian government. It is the Prime Minister who actually exercises all the powers vested in the President, except for discretionary power. This is because of the following reason. The Prime Minister is the elected head of the country. Yes, the majority winner from the Lok Sabha. Prime Minister is the leader of majority party or the largest coalition in the parliament. Prime Minister is the link between President, people and the parliament. Yes, Prime Minister advises the President in discharge of any type of function or powers whatever President is taking, and informs him or her about the decision taken by the Council of Ministers. If Council of Ministers any decision is taken, it is passed on to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister passes this message to the President. The Prime Minister selects the members of the Council of Ministers. Prime Minister selects the members of the Council of Ministers. He or she also, these are the functions of the Prime Minister here. What function? The function of Prime Minister selects the members of the Council of Ministers. He or she distribute portfolios, the positions among the ministers, the position holders among the ministers, and presides over the meetings of the Council of Ministers, the positions given to the ministers. So he or she coordinates the working of the different departments and is the vital link between the President and the Council of Ministers. He or she can also expand the Council of Ministers and also demand the resignation of any minister. Thus, we see that the Prime Minister is the real head of the nation. You can underline it. Prime Minister is the real head. Nominal head, President. He or she has to answer for the success or failure of any government or any faults and defaults taken place by the government. He is answerable. The Prime Minister is regarded as the leader of the nation. On Independence Day, the Prime Minister addresses the nation from the Red Fort in Delhi. Yes, everyone sees in every year Independence Day, he addresses the speech to the nation. Council of Ministers. What is the functions of the Council of Ministers? The general election to the Lok Sabha takes place once every 5 years. Yes, every 5 years general election takes place. After the election, the president appoints the prime minister with the majority body winner of the political party, who is general the leader of the majority party and in the Lok Sabha. If there is no single party holding a majority, then coalition parties, two or more parties are usually agreed to work together to form a government in the Lok Sabha. From there, a prime minister is chosen. This is known as the coalition government. From the coalition government, the prime minister is formed. Now, the prime minister then selects a number of ministers according to his or her preference and submits a list to the president. I am repeating, the prime minister then selects a number of ministers according the councils according to his or her preference and submits a list. That selected ministers list is given to the president. When the president approves and appoints the ministers on the list, the council of ministers is formed. Here the council of ministers birth is formed. When the president approves, then only council of ministers is formed. The council of ministers has 3 ranks within it only. One is cabinet ministers, ministers of state and deputy ministers. So all ministers of council have to be members of either house or the parliament, house of the parliament. The all ministers of council have to be the members of either house of the parliament. So in case a non-member is selected, he or she has to be elected to either of any house within 6 months from the date of appointment. In that situation, if he or she is any non-member of the house, of the parliament, then within 6 months of the house of the parliament, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, within 6 months from the date of appointment, he has to be selected within any of the house of the member. The prime minister allots each minister in the council a separate department or a position or portfolio to handle, This is called allotment of portfolios. Underline it. What is allotment of portfolios? When a prime minister allots each minister in the council a separate department or a position or portfolio is given to the ministers in the council to handle the work. This is called allotment of portfolios. Hence, we have a minister of defense, finance, communication, agriculture, foreign affairs, etc. We know a minister of finance, minister of defense, minister of foreign affairs, minister of agriculture. So these are the different portfolios, departments given to the ministers of India, the councils of ministers. What is the function of the cabinet? Here comes the cabinet. Cabinet is the inner core of the council of ministers. Very important part, but also inner core, important internal part of the council of ministers. The cabinet ministers hold most important portfolios and make most important decisions and policies. The cabinet ministers hold the highest ranks and have the greatest responsibility. The cabinet holds the real executive power of Indian government and is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. The cabinet can remain in office as long as it enjoys the confidence. The cabinet can remain in office as long as it enjoys the confidence of a majority in the Lok Sabha. If a vote of no confidence is passed against any one of the cabinet member, the whole of the council of ministers has to resign immediately. You are understanding? If the cabinets can remain in office as long as it enjoys the confidence of the majority in the Lok Sabha. If any vote of no confidence is given to any one of the member of the cabinet, then the whole council of ministers has to resign immediately. The entire council has to answer for the shortcomings or failure of any one member, any one minister, that why this problem was happened, why this type of any type of mistakes has been taken place by this minister, because with the council of minister discussion only any type of function is forwarded by the ministers. So civil servants are the government employees who do not belong to any political party. They can be appointed in the Indian Administration Service, IAS, Indian Foreign Service, IFS, Indian Police Service, IPS, etc. Civil servants are selected on the basis of Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, examination and interviews, and successful candidates are trained and can work at both central level and state levels. So in this way, in today's class, we have completed in the video class the lesson. You can read the lesson, and you will, today's worksheet, you will get the questions, and I will give you the practice answers of those questions. So practice those and write in your copy it and start reading it. Read the lesson, and also wait for the revisions also. Your revisions will also be done. Okay, so you can now do it. Start writing the answers, whatever answers are given to you, and read the lesson properly. Okay, thank you.